Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about extreme or absolute language, our next signpost lesson for our informational text reading. Okay, so let's get started. So, when we say extreme or absolute language, it means it leaves no room for doubt, allows no exceptions, it may overstate or exaggerate the claim, or it includes dramatic words or phrases that are meant to cause dramatic reaction from the readers. Okay, now let's have it another way. So when we say extreme or absolute language, it is something everyone must guard against at all times. Otherwise, you won't be able to tell what's the truth from what's a disgusting exaggeration. So I see examples here in my definition of extreme or absolute language. First, we have everyone. Everyone, every single person on earth must guard against at all times. Really? And another one is guard against at all times. How is that possible? We cannot guard ourselves at all times because we're not. How about when we're sleeping? Okay. And another one here is the last two words of the sentence. We have disgusting exaggeration. So I feel like it's a strong word. It's a dramatic word. Um, Causing strong reaction from readers. Okay, now let's look at now when we see example of extreme or absolute language, we ask ourselves, why did the author use this language? Answering this question will help us understand the purpose of the author. Is it trying to deceive us? Is it trying to give us information, or what? And of course, further understand the article that we are reading. Okay, now let's look at this example right here. I'm tired of critics saying young pop singers who use autotunes aren't real artists. If that's the case, then we haven't seen a real artist in 30 years in any genre. In 1990s, everyone who records in a studio uses technology to correct pitch or to achieve special effects. It's standard practice, and these out of touch critics need to stop complaining and learn to appreciate many modern masterpieces that have been created using autotune. Okay, let's look at this example. Do you see examples of extreme or absolute language? Because I see a lot of examples. First, when he said, we, no, this one, we haven't seen a real artist in 30 years. Really? You haven't seen a real one in any genre, whatever type of music you haven't seen? I feel like to say we, excuse me, every single person on earth haven't seen a real artist. And when you say real artist, what do you mean by that? I feel like that is absolute language. Absolute language, okay? And yeah, when you say real artist, what do you mean by that? Is it like a super creative genius that you haven't seen in 30 years? Is it really like what's that? A once in a every 100 years? Is it an artist that shows everyone at once every 100 years or something? What else? Also here I see that everyone, another absolute language, everyone who records in studio uses technology. Everyone who, why are you not moving? Everyone who records in are studio uses technology to correct their pitch or to achieve special effects. So he's just generalizing. Everyone that recorded on studio are using special effects. How could that be true? And how sure are you that every single artist in the world that records in studio are using autotune or special effects? Okay, so another example of absolute language, and at the same time here we have extreme language. Okay, now extreme language. Okay, now also here we have what we call our out of touch critics and modern masterpieces. Okay, Now, when I say out of touch critics, so who are these critics? Okay, I think the reason why they're called out of touch critics is because of how they commented about pop singers. But then to use out of touch critics or the word out of touch, for me, that's another extreme language. Okay, and then also when you say modern masterpieces, when you say masterpiece, that's like, I don't know, the best possible work of art. Okay, so calling music or a music with autotune as modern masterpieces, I feel like for me that's another exaggeration. So that's extreme language. Okay, now what do we ask ourselves again? So again, when we see examples of extreme and absolute language, why did the author use this language? Okay, if you're going to look at it, I feel like this critics, the first one for here, I feel like these critics are tired, okay, are already tired of listening to autotunes, or tired of this artist trying to edit or perfect their voice. Okay, and then how about here when he said out of touch critics and modern masterpieces? Why do you think the author used that? It's because to tell that these critics are being, I don't know, too harsh, or they're being superb when it comes to their comments about this local or pop artist. Okay, so again, once you spot your extreme and absolute language, you ask yourselves question, why the author use this language. Okay, and answering this question will help us understand the purpose of the author. And what are those purposes? First, to grab a reader's attention. Second, to show their own enthusiasm in a certain topic. And third, emphasize something or purposely deceive readers. So nowadays, we have to be careful as digital learners to whatever we see online, whatever we read online in social media, because some of them are purposely deceiving you as a reader or as a viewer. Okay, so that is extreme and absolute language. If you have any question, please let me know. Bye.